It all comes full circle. It all comes full circle. Frank, you going to be tuning in to Ronda Rousey's upcoming fight here on Netflix?
Yeah, Gina Carano, divisive figure in the political world and in the Star Wars universe. So
Was that her?
yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
wait,
she was
wait, wait,
the
wait, wait.
Star
That
Wars
was
lady.
her? That was the one everybody hated
Yeah,
from like the new trilogy?
yeah. No, no, no. From the Mandalorian, she was
Oh,
the
shit. Yeah, 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 yeah.
shock trooper.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I
movie
forgot about
star
that.
versus semi movie star. But she practiced MMA, and that's where she got her start in. So
Didn't
heated rivalry.
didn't Ronda Rousey isn't she like suing oh gosh, who is she suing? I remember reading about this. I don't know. She's kind of a divisive figure nowadays. Let's pull it up. Jamie, pull that up. Ronda Rousey's significant legal battle from 2014 to 2016 was with Darren Harvey. His firm FTM sued Rousey over a breach of contract management agreement. Oh, this is something entirely different. Domestic allegations, where she admitted to hitting an
Oh wow.
ex-boyfriend. No. Ronda Rousey would never hit her significant other. But if it is in self-defense, obviously. I don't know enough about it.
I wouldn't, I wouldn't defend myself against a MMA
Yeah,
fighter.
I'm not throwing
Goodness.
hands with her. Yeah, screw that. Oh, shoot. Oh, yeah, I forgot she was also into the conspiracy stuff with Sandy Hook. Oh, my God. It's
Heavy
horrible.
stuff.
It's horrible.
Can't be can't be joking about that.
No, it's not funny. Just unbelievable. It's a fall from grace. It all happened just because someone told her that she could box. It's a beautiful story of what was it? She had 3 or 4 armbar submissions in a row, and
Dude, she
then
was the first name in women's MMA.
yeah, of
Women's
course,
MMA.
of course. I mean, I
So
remember. I wasn't
Hall of
even watching
Famer.
it when I was a kid, and I remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, even I remember that. But yeah, and then
Yeah.
someone told her that she was good at boxing. I think someone said she could beat Floyd Mayweather, and then you see that like GIF of like her just doing that. It's not good. Her boxing sucks. There's a reason she kind of fell off. I'm not watching it though. I'm not wasting my time.
I would like to see how they stack that undercard, MVP, most valuable promotions, I think. Isn't that what's his name's gig? Jake Paul's gig, I think, or Netflix. It's Netflix's gig, but they did the Jake Paul versus
Are they doing it as mixed martial arts or is
Mike
it just
Tyson.
boxing?
It's MMA. Yeah, it's MMA. It's MMA.
Weird. Very, very weird.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I, I
Dipping their toes in the pond.
I hate to say it. I think it may get more viewers than like the UFC. Like they will probably get over
Yeah,
like 6 million viewers. I hate to say it.
MVP kind of getting their toes wet on a free MMA promotion. Not free, but everyone has Netflix for the most part.
Yeah.
Has a is definitely a threat to the UFC conglomerate that they've created because I mean, Lord knows no one's watching the other promotions if you're not.
No. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
So
know. Dana White needs to figure some shit out. I know he said that he's not making any decisions, but they need to step up their promotion. Their promotions suck. I'm getting tired of watching him hop on an Instagram live and just announcing fights. It sucks. I don't want to watch that. No one wants to watch that.
I'm seeing AI edits that are better than some of the promotions that they're putting out there. Just even to promote this BMF fight that's in 2 weeks that doesn't even have a co-main event yet. So
Yeah, I don't think they fill that in 2 weeks. I don't think you're gonna find anyone willing. Well, I don't know. It's hard. I think it's gonna be hard to find someone in the top 10 of any division to give like a 2 weeks
call up
notice.
Loudmouth. Call up Loudmouth.
Maybe you do like a catch weight bout with someone. I don't know. Like, yeah, they've kind of screwed themselves.
It'd
I
be
think.
tough. It'd be tough. If I mean, obviously, I'm kind of hoping and dreaming right here, but I think if Armin really wanted to show he's ready for any sort of title picture, schedule the fight with BSD. I mean, that's a fight I want to see. Will it happen that soon? Probably not. But I mean, if you take a look at Armin's last fight with Dan Hooker, wasn't it first round submission,
I believe so.
right?
Yeah.
And then Dan Hooker went around and fought BSD. an obliteration. So
I don't know.
yeah,
It's gonna be very difficult. It's gonna be very difficult. I hope they figure something out, but the matchmaking is continues. It's gotten worse. You think with Paramount, it would have got a little better. Maybe they have a little more cash to throw around. I don't know what they're doing. I hope they figure it out. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about UFC Fight Night Hernandez versus Strickland. I don't really want to cover the prelims. There's plenty of other great.
H-Town, baby.
Yep. There's plenty of people who have covered the prelims who know a little more ball than I do. A lot of these guys are from smaller promotions. You got a couple women's MMA bouts. I mean, it's nothing fantastic, but it's not bad. There are some interesting fights there. Like, I'll still be watching, but I don't really have as much background knowledge as I would care to have about some of those fighters. So, we're going to cover the main card. First one on the card is Zach Reese versus Michael Pereira. Frank, tell me what you're thinking here.
Michel Pereira is a showman. I think he has the potential to get a knockout in any fight he's kind of participating in. But ultimately, I think this is kind of his heyday. He's going up against a striker a lot bigger than him, if I'm not mistaken. Zach Reese is coming down from light heavyweight. I mean, he's got like a 41% knockout rate for all of his fights. He's got 12 fights in his professional career. Michel Pereira's got 45 fights. He's older.
Yeah.
I don't see. I mean, I think Michel Pereira is a slight favorite, but I definitely see this as a potential upset with Zach Reese getting a knockout. If you want to kind of hedge yourself, I would say it going under the distance. It's a 3-round bout, so definitely think Zach Reese has the potential to finish him, but I just know Michel Pereira kind of has a tendency to go out really hard and fast and then exhausts himself. And I think Zach Reese is just going to counterpunch him and potentially find that finish. So that's my take. I don't know if you have anything different.
Yeah, I think here's kind of my keys to victory, at least as a casual enjoyer. Here's kind of what I saw from at least watching some of their previous fights. For Pereira, it kind of sucks because he's on a 3-fight loss streak. And you're right, he does like to showboat. But 2 of these losses were by knockout, so that chin has been unlocked. I think that is something to make note. And I mean, you have you're 31-14, you have 45 professional fights. That's a lot of damage to be taking over the years, especially. I mean, he's only 32, so we'll kind of see if he is chinnable. I just know that he doesn't really like to grapple. He just kind of wants to stand and bang. You can see that in all of his fights. A lot of the time he likes to utilize his front kick to try to enter exchanges. I think that's a great way to kind of enter the void. His takedown defense is pretty good, but one thing I did note is that it was good until you had someone like Anthony Hernandez who was continuing to smother him every single round. You know, it's good until you start pouring on the volume, and that kind of goes into the gas tank in some of the later rounds. But for Zachary Reese, all I can ask is that he doesn't blow up Pereira's nuts like he did Dumas's nuts 2 fights ago at UFC Noche. That's something I would hate to see again. Just be careful. He's only been to decision twice in his career. And one thing he does like to do is he likes to utilize knees to the body when working in his clinch and grappling exchanges. And he also really likes utilizing his elbows whenever grappling. One thing I wanted to note was in his loss to Azamat Bekoev, who I hope gets rescheduled pretty soon. We saw him fight at the Des Moines card. That was pretty fun. But when he's in some of these grappling exchanges on the ground, he really does like to throw some of those elbows because he's working in the clinch. So I think Zachary Reese's clinch work is very great. So it really comes down to if Pereira can kind of keep the distance and maybe just point strike his way to a decision. It's hard. I would like to think Pereira, at least with the amount of fights he has under his belt, is kind of not, I guess you could call him a veteran of the sport. I mean, he's been around for a while.
Yeah, 100%.
You can call him a veteran of the sport. I would think he could pull out the win, but for me at least, I'm going with Zachary Reese inside the distance. That is at least my prediction.
Sounds good. I think that finishes up.
Yeah, I think Zachary Reese is coming at a plus 125, so I think it's a
Value.
Yeah, it's a step up in competition for Zachary Reese for sure. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to the next fight, Jacobe Smith versus Josiah Harrell. Jacobe Smith, here's a young prospect, exciting, especially at welterweight. 11-fight win streak, 5-fight finish streak. Most recently was against Nico Price, though, so I don't really have anything to say on that. I think they had Nico Price at a plus 1,200 underdog in that fight. Kind of crazy. And when talking about this fight, at least for just like against Josiah Harrell, he's newer to the promotion. He had one fight in LFA before this. I think he was in Ohio Combat League as the rest of his record previously. It's kind of hard to say, but for at least Jacobe Smith, use your strength to get the takedowns. He's big. He's strong for the division. He's averaging he's averaging 7 takedowns in a lot of his fights. I mean, he's blitzing in there. He's strong. He's very quick. So I think he's going to utilize the takedown, maybe get a ground and pound finish after a little bit of work. Or if not, we just see him continuously just taking him down, controlling him. And yeah, we'll have to see. Josiah Harrell, I'm not sure why exactly we signed someone who's only had one fight in LFA to the UFC to fight Jacobe Smith, who, let me see how many fights he's had in the UFC. I know he hasn't. He's had 3, coming off the Contender Series at least. So he's had 3 in the UFC, so I guess it's sort of whatever in terms of matchmaking. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, we'll have to see. But Jacobe Smith, probably ground and pound TKO. I'm not really sure about his submission game, though. So we'll have to see if he works that. But he will get him on the ground, and he will be working the ground.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to say. Both these guys are undefeated. One's a wrestler. Is Jacobe Smith, he's kind of a grab bag, right? I would say. Does he have a fast set? Do you know if Jacobe Smith has a fast set or any sort of specialty?
Not certain.
Okay. Yep. Well, we shall see. Both these guys are. One of them's going to be taking a 1 on their record, and one will be walking away that much closer to the rankings. So.
Yep.
I'll take Jacobe Smith. Yeah.
Okay. Moving on, Sergey Spivak versus Ante Delija. What do you? Let me hear your thoughts.
So Sergey Spivak's coming off of 2 or 3 losses, 2 losses. I want to say.
He's coming off
2 losses,
unanimous decision loss against Costa.
Yeah, against Cortez Acosta. So we know he has the potential to go the distance. He has a Sambo background, if I'm not mistaken, but he's definitely a power puncher. But unfortunately, I mean, his recent fight with Cortez Acosta is a rising star and definitely knows how to play his game. Him against Titan Almeida, got a knockout. I'm pretty sure that was a ground and pound finish, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. But definitely has a lot of submission skills, I would say. Very excited about this fight. Spivak has a lot of specialties with grappling and also with kind of that submission skills he's got. Mm-hmm. And I also do want to see him win. I do want to see him take down the double nipple king, Ante Delija. Yeah, I really do hope he wins. I think he is a slight underdog, if I'm not mistaken. Sergey Spivak, is he an underdog?
Yes, he should be an underdog.
Yeah, it's a slight underdog. 40% chance of winning. He's got a lot of submission wins and a lot of knockout wins. If I wanted to play my hedge right, I would say this probably goes under the 3 rounds. I know that's kind of a no-brainer among the heavyweight division, but I see one of them getting a finish, and I definitely think if it ends up going on the ground, there is a high probability that Spivak kind of gets that submission. Let me look up more about Ante Delija because,
Yeah.
Ante Delija's got 7 decision wins, 7 submissions, and 12 knockouts. So I think if Spivak can play his cards right and get it to the ground and kind of get that submission, I mean, he's gonna win. So I don't know. You got some keys to victory, Connor?
Yeah, he does not mind working the ground game at all if he can get the takedown. I don't remember exactly which fight it was, but he has the strength to pick up these heavyweights and take them down. He also really likes to work the body and some of these leg kicks to keep a little bit of distance. I mean, it's heavyweight. These guys are throwing big shots, so sometimes you kind of just want to keep the distance. But I think Spivak could take it to the ground. He has the potential to. He is coming in heavier than Delija by 20, what was it? By 14 pounds. So it's interesting because at the same time you have Ante Delija, who not only is coming off of that first round KO loss to Cortez Acosta, where they thought the fight was over. Turns out he just poked his eye and then proceeded to hit him for about another 10 seconds till they stopped the fight. And he's like, oh, it's an eye poke. The fight's not over. So then the fight is not only back on, he's getting whopped, and then he loses by knockout in the first round. I mean, it was nuts. He throws heavy punches whenever he gets him against the cage. But at the same time, he also is, I think he is chinnable as well. It's just one of those fighters where at heavyweight you're getting KO'd or you're KOing. He hasn't gone the distance in his last 4 fights. And I think at the same time, though, I think his most recent win, was against a 40-year-old Tybura, which doesn't really say a lot to me. It's hard. It's really hard to kind of say where I sit on this. I think you could get it in the first round. To get the fight to end in the first round is plus 125. That is at least my official prediction. They're big. They're going to throw shots. Someone is getting finished. I would be very surprised if we're stuck in some of these clinch or grappling exchanges where we're just doing a whole load of nothing. I don't think they like to do a whole load of nothing whenever they're working the cage. If Delija gets you against the cage, he's going to start ripping. Like, he's going to start throwing bombs. If Spivak gets you against the cage, he's going to start trying to get you on the ground. So I think there's going to be a lot of work in the first round. I hope we don't gas out and get a 3-round snoozer, but it is very possible. So, fight to end, finish in the first round. I'm going to go with Ante Delija. No, screw that. I'm going with Sergey Spivak. But my final bet is just fight to end in the first round. Someone is going down. I don't know who it is, but I'm going Sergey Spivak.
Yeah.
Moving on.
No, sir.
Ooh, Dan Ige. Ooh, Dan Ige.
I love Dan Ige. He's fresh out of the rankings. He definitely has a chip on his shoulder. Well, no, he's ranked. He's number 14. Okay,
he's ranked.
So he was kind of hanging out there at the bottom. Definitely a warrior in the featherweight division. Stepped in on short notice to fight Diego Lopez. Had a 3-round war with him. Just an all-around really great fighter. Has a lot of different. Wait, hold on. Did he change his nickname? 100 grand. Yeah, he changed his name. He changed his nickname to 100 grand. It was originally 50 G's. It was originally 50 G's for the 50 G bonus. But if you look at some of his losses recently, Dan Ige's losses, I mean, Diego Lopez he lost to.
Yep.
Lerone Murphy he lost to. Sean Woodson he beat.
Early stoppage.
And then he lost to Patricio Pitbull, which I think that could have gone either way, but that's not for me to say. But genuinely, I think. Let's see what I got. It could be a decision win from either's way. I see it going the distance potentially. I don't think any of them's going to finish one another. I don't know. It's hard to pick against someone that I like, but I genuinely think the Dalmatian, is that his nickname? The Brazilian Dalmatian has the potential to really kind of make a name for himself in the UFC. He's also got a chip on his shoulder, I'm guessing, just because he wants to prove himself among the rankings. So big opportunity for both of them. It's kind of the age-old story of the veteran versus the kind of rookie wanting to prove himself. He's not a rookie, but he definitely has an opportunity here to kind of make a name for himself among the rankings. So I'm going to say Dan Ige.
Okay.
I think it's a close one, but I think Dan Ige distance is probably my pick. I think he's going to fight tooth and nail to kind of keep his ranking. And after coming off a loss from Pitbull, that was arguably a win. That's my thoughts. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it's my issue with Danny Ige is just the sheer volume he puts out. It's not a lot. It's not a lot at all, and that leads to a lot of these decisions. Even like that Patricia Pitbull fight, watching that, he just doesn't like to really get in big exchanges. You know, he gets in, he comes in, he gets maybe a 1-2 combo, 1-2, maybe a third. You know, he gets his little combos and he just stays at range. He doesn't really take up space in the void or kind of demand control of the octagon, and we just get a lot of counters. We get a lot of very short exchanges. I don't really think his takedown defense is that great. He just has to be really careful of these trips, especially against Acosta. If he wants to, I mean, Costa is most definitely going to try and get a couple takedowns if he can enter that void. And I think really if Danny Ige wants to stop some of these takedowns, or at least the relentless pursuit of being kind of smothered like that, he's going to have to start throwing knees, utilizing his body work a little more. I mean, he has a solid left hook. Don't get me wrong. Danny Ige has a solid left hook. Some of his counters are very strong. His chin is strong. I don't think he's going to get knocked out. But he's 5'7", I think. So he's 3 inches shorter, which isn't like too crazy, but still, Costa's got a little bit of length on him. The reach is the same, I believe. So we'll just have to see. But for Costa, at least, I mean, he's putting out 5 strikes per minute. He's got a black belt in Muay Thai, brown belt in Jiu-Jitsu. His takedown defense is okay. I know that Danny Ige has his wrestling background, but we don't really see that a lot. I mean, we see him trying to stuff takedowns, but he still got taken down quite a few times by Patricio Pitbull in their fight. And I think Costa's kicks are great at range, and I think he's coming. Who did he head kick knock out? Who was it? I think it was Scherer. Yeah, it was Scherer's most recent win. It's coming off a head kick knockout. I think we're going to get a decision win. I'm going to go with Costa on this one. I just don't think Danny Ige can at least put out the volume that's required to kind of eke out the win that he's looking for. I think he's going to stay at range. I think he's going to stuff a lot of takedowns. I think we'll see a little bit of clinch work, at least some of those Muay Thai clinches from Costa. At the same time, his kicks are really deadly, I think Acosta will put out more volume than Danny Ige will be able to more or less keep up with, I should say, if he's going to kind of stay at range. So Danny Ige is really going to have to open up in this fight in some of his boxing exchanges if he wants to win. But I'm going Costa by the distance, by decision. So that is my final prediction. Anything else?
I like that pick. I think it could go either way. I definitely see it come to distance though. So let's lock that in.
Yep.
Get your sports rook ready, guys.
Yep. Putting the house on it.
Next fight, Geoff Neal.
Yep. Geoff Neal.
Uros Medic.
This one's tough. This one's really, really, really tough. Poor Geoff Neal. I mean, recently lost a protest in that first round knockout. And when you look at some of his most recent losses, I mean, he lost to Rachmanov. He lost to Ian Gary. He lost to Protest. Oh, he beat Rafael Dos Anjos. Sure. This one's going to be really hard. That win is not bad. That one's not bad. But yeah, Geoff Neal, I think he's going to have to work these lead leg kicks a lot. In his most recent fight, he just kind of likes to move forward without really capitalizing a lot, and you can hear on the commentator's desk. He just doesn't really throw combos. Like maybe he'll throw one strike. And he does this weird thing where he kind of blitzes in and like throws one jab like while trying to blitz in to cover space. And it's interesting. It's different. And I can't... It's tough. As I said, he's only lost to the best in the division. So it is really hard to predict this one, especially someone like Uros Medic, who does have good KO power. His kicks are really good, and Geoff really did not like eating those kicks from Prates in his fight, where he's trying to like keep this at the distance, but he's just getting pieced up. And I also don't think he had the reach advantage as well, but he has a reach advantage here. I think if Uros Medic really wants to win, I think he's just gonna have to bang out, get aggressive in those exchanges. Use your power, and let's see if Geoff Neal is really chinnable or not.
I mean, he is chinnable, but I think he's chinnable by the best, And I think if he's able to find that opening and get that finish, I think he will. But I mean, he's an older fella, I would say.
This is 2026 Geoff Neal. This isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's now.
This is post alcoholism or addiction, right?
I think
some sort of addiction problems.
Yeah. Which, interesting story. Glad he's gotten clean. I'm glad he's gotten clean.
I think he wants to get back in the saddle, establish himself back in the welterweight division. I feel like Geoff Neal's been kind of that gatekeeper among the welterweight division, kind of sitting around that 9, 10, 11. What is he ranked right now? 12. He's kind of bounced around there, but he is going to, I mean, realistically, do you see him fighting for the belt anytime soon? Probably not. So I think right now he just wants to beat up people and kind of put some dirt in their eye. And I think he has the potential to really get a finish here if he really blitzes in hard enough to get that finish early on.
One thing I do want to make note of, though, is in the last 4 fights, Uros Medic has 3 finishes in the first round, and then he has 1 loss in the first round by knockout. So, as I said, big KO power. And now's the time to kind of see...
On both sides.
Yeah, on both sides. And this is the time to see, like, if Geoff Neal is chinnable. I'm going with Uros Medic just on the chance that he does get a big shot off here and puts him down. I think he'll probably knock him down at least once or twice in this fight. It'll be close. It's a hard one to predict. But I'm going with Uros Medic.
I'm going to go with Geoff Neal. I'm going to oppose you on that one, but we shall see. I definitely think it could be anybody's fight. I think the reach advantage and kind of the fight IQ of Geoff Neal potentially might play a bigger factor.
Time to show that experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Show them there's levels to this. And finally, moving on to the big one. Sean, what's his nickname now? I don't even remember. Sean, what? Tarzan. Sean, I thought someone called him Psycho. Sean, I like Psycho a little better. Sean Psycho Strickland versus Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. I felt very strongly about my Anthony Hernandez prediction for a while. I think he has the cardio. I do not think that's an issue. I think both of them have the cardio. That's not an issue.
Oh, yeah.
Both of them have the cardio. Hernandez loves to smother people with his takedowns, and he does not stop coming at you. But one thing to make note is Hernandez does get, like, when he gets hit, he does react. I think in his last fight he ate like a left, and he's covering his face, backing up. You can tell it didn't feel very good. But he still ended up winning the fight, of course. Strickland, we know how this goes. His takedown defense is pretty good. I mean, he started out as a jiu-jitsu guy, like submissions, like working submissions way before he ever started this whole jab teep nonsense that he started. And I think something that Strickland can do, at least in this fight, is make his presence be felt And that is his ability to just keep moving forward. He does not stop moving forward. And I think if there is a chance he gets his back up against the cage or close to the cage, I think Anthony Hernandez will not hesitate to shoot that takedown and try and start working the clinch game and trying to get him on the ground. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. They're both fighters of attrition. I think both of them have a tendency to advance. One thing I did watch a lot of film about with this fight, going into this fight, was both their fights against Brendan Allen. Hernandez fought Brendan Allen for the LFA middleweight title. Hernandez stepped in on short notice to take that fight and ended up winning the middleweight title from Brendan Allen. And then they fought just recently in kind of the same kind of game, this high level grappling match. And Brendan Allen's also a jiu-jitsu guy, has decent striking. But something I thought that was very interesting when Brendan Allen fought Sean Strickland was able to control the top game and able to kind of sweep the leg and get those takedowns. He was able to get a finish in one of those exchanges whenever they kind of were in the clinch. And it might have been an early stoppage. Granted, it might have been an early stoppage. It was during COVID. But I think it's just going to be a game of high-level grappling and kind of punches in the clinch. And I think if Sean Strickland can keep his distance and kind of get those teep kicks, if he gets a good teep kick, I think he has the potential to fold Hernandez, because we've seen that Hernandez can and will react to certain strikes, especially strikes to the body. And if Hernandez isn't able to capitalize on one of those kind of teep kicks, or even when, like you said, when he's up against the cage, kind of getting that takedown, which Sean Strickland's hard to take down. I think we had a couple takedowns in the first fight with Duplessis, but Strickland has ultimately gone up a lot against strikers. So his grappling has never been really showcased. I know a lot on social media. He posts a lot of videos of him rolling and banging and standing and banging with people, but I mean, I have to go with Strickland for the distance. I mean, ultimately, I think the distance is a no-brainer for this fight. I think both these guys are really going to be pushing themselves to kind of go the full 5 rounds, because I think it's going to be a 5-round war, as Sean Strickland would say it. But it's going to be going up to the scorecards. If that's a bet I feel very strongly about, and I think it could be Hernandez winning by control time, or Strickland winning by points for kind of getting those teeps and those punches and kind of stuffing those takedowns. But Hernandez is a great grappler. He has a lot of skills on the feet to get those takedowns and kind of smother you. So I don't know if you have any final thoughts on that. I'm still torn on it, but I'd like to see Strickland back in the win column. I think he has the potential to really counter some of these wrestlers if he's able to stuff the takedowns. I mean, Peter Yan has been a stapled example of kind of the game plan on how to stuff these takedowns from these high-level wrestlers. And it's just all about countering. And I think if he kind of takes a page out of Peter Yan's book, I think he has the potential to really excel in this fight and get his chance back at the belt against he who should now not be named.
Yep. Just work the body. So yeah, I agree. We will be jab teeping our way to a split decision, maybe.
I think a split decision. I think
it's gonna be controversial. If
it always is.
It has to be controversial. I would like to think that at least my prediction of, or at least my game plan of just not putting our back up against the cage is the case. And Strickland does not do that. I don't think he's really ever just moved backwards really in a lot of his fights. He will be, I mean, was it even versus Alex Pereira? He's kind of circling and he's moving forward. It's like, no, get away.
Yeah.
Get away.
He did that.
Get away from that man. He's going to kill you. He just sleeps.
He walked down. I still love that fight so much because he literally just walks down one of the most dangerous men.
Horrible.
In world kickboxing. Walks him down. eats a couple of kicks. I mean, yeah, eats a couple of kicks, but is able to counter a lot of the punches. But then just
Folds.
Pereira finds that hole and
Yep.
just folds him
It's
like a
that
lawn
left hook,
chair,
man.
and it's bad.
It's that left hook,
Yeah,
that
watch out.
Shama left hook. Yeah, Sean Strickland by decision. It's plus 450, I think, at the sports books. Let me take a look real quick.
Great value. Great great
this
value.
this is great value. Yeah, plus 450.
If you
Uh,
want if you want to do some safe bet, just do distance. Just do distance.
yeah, but I think it's like minus 225 over 4.5 rounds. And I think that's kind of taken into the fact that, like, I think they kind of know that Sean Strickland is very good at stuffing these takedowns. I mean, he is a decision merchant. He is a point merchant. This is going to be tough. This is going to be tough.
Yeah.
This is going to be really hard. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
But I would like to think Sean Strickland can get it done. I like them both. I think.
Yeah, I do like them both a lot. I think there's a little bad blood there. Sean Strickland made a couple of jokes, especially the post he made with him being an ICE agent, and Hernandez dressed as a Mexican, the stereotypical Mexican, a little racist, but I mean, anything to promote a fight, and this being Fight Night.
Someone has to do it. Someone has to bring in interest because. What, is Dana White going to go live and talk about it? No, he hasn't said anything about this fight. I don't think he's really recorded other than his stupid little video he does in his office. He's actively ruining the promotion. I hate to say it. If Bare Knuckle can get 3 million viewers while Paramount pay-per-view can only get 5, that's not a good thing.
Something needs to change. Something needs to change.
And maybe we'll discuss that later. Maybe I want to do another video kind of how I think maybe we could fix it, or at least my biggest grievances. And I think everyone's vocalizes very well. But that's it. That's the main card. Early prelims, fights to look out for. I'll make some notes of the fights to watch for. The ones that at least interest me the most are Correa versus Garul, Ode Osborne versus Adiris, and then Leal versus Nijakwani. I think I pronounced that right. I think these should be really good. Keep an eye out for those two, at least, or those 3 fights. Edwards versus Cornell. Edwards, she's going to show levels. She's really, really good. I guess Brahimaj versus Soriano. That one should be really entertaining as well. Those are kind of the 4 that I would keep an eye out. And then Levitt versus Duvall. They're setting Levitt up to get finished by this Del Valle guy. Yeah, and then Juliana Miller versus Carly Judice. I don't know. Juliana Miller is the coughing baby. Judice is the hydrogen bomb of the women's flyweight. So you're gonna watch someone get beat up. Most likely Juliana Miller for probably 3 rounds. Most definitely.
Hate to say it.
I don't know why they signed her. Yeah. Do you want to? I'll run through my betting card here, super quick. Just to entertain everyone here. Alibi Adiris, money line minus 138. Zachary Reese plus 125. Chi Nejakwani plus 110. Uros Medic by knockout plus 240. Round 1 fight will end Spivak Delija plus 125. Over 1.5 rounds, Zachary Reese, Michelle Pereira, and then Sean Strickland by decision plus 450. That is my card.
I like that. I'll have to take some notes. You'll have to send me that card after. I don't have any bets currently standing, but I'm sure I'll cook tomorrow night after the weigh-ins. So,
yep.
We shall see.
Any
final thoughts?
No, sir. That's it. We appreciate you guys for listening, tuning in. We'll have another video out soon. Whether it's me complaining about Dana White for 12 or so minutes or the next breakdown.
Recap.
Yeah, I guess we do have to do a recap. We'll either do a solo or we'll do it together. I'll have to see. Because I'll be at a hot, like a, what is it? My friend has a birthday party, and we're dressing up as like gothic like monsters, from like, it's supposed to be like 1940s like films, like The Invisible Man, Frankenstein, like The Bride, like, it's kind of like gothic, like classic horror monsters. So I'll be indulging in a couple adult beverages and watching it on my iPhone at my friend's birthday party, not talking to anyone. So it'll be fantastic. And I'll probably get a bunch of shit for watching it while I'm there. But I will, like, if worst case scenario, I'm at least watching the main card.
Yeah, I'll be there. Paramount Plus, we await your arrival.
Tune in.
Saturday night.
Peace.